Pred. How's it going?
Yeah, very good.
Nice.
A little stroke right there.
Yeah, that's standard procedure every week.
Yeah.
Oh, what number is it that we're number issue of Ramble?
Issue number 34. I don't know.
There's like a random Ramble Facebook.com site.
What? Fan site?
It's called Random Ramble and
Is it
August 2012. There's nothing but one like title photo.
Okay.
Hold on.
We're looking for new members for our team. Random Ramble Twitter. Oh, okay, I have the page here. Beratung und Dienstleistung für Unternehmen.
What? Random Ramble?
Yes,
it's
the
like
Facebook page.
Like an enterprise?
Yes, it's a consulting.
Doesn't sound too serious. Doesn't sound like it wants to be taken seriously as a name for a company.
Yes. Random Ramble is a new technology and media company. We encourage our team members to have strong interest and activeness in emerging media forms such as Facebook and Twitter. Well, it's from 2012. I don't think it went very well. Last entry was 2014. Well,
basically, it's possible to find us if you look for PB Random Ramble, which should basically be like easier to find if you put it into Google, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it's number 33. Ta-da!
There's a Random Ramble on YouTube right here, number 1, by LB Nawaf.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the most creative name.
No, it's very douchebaggy also. That was like by a choice by design.
Intention, yeah.
Yeah. But it fits the concept, so I thought, why not?
Yeah.
So, are you vaping right now?
No, not at the moment. I have it right here next to me. Vape Nation.
Did you watch that video?
Yeah.
Did you know it before?
The video?
Mm-hmm.
Not consciously, because I had nothing to do with it, with the vaping itself.
Yeah.
So maybe I've watched it, but I mean, I've been on his channel and binged watched his channel, so I might have seen it before.
I really like his channel.
Yeah.
I have to say.
Yeah.
I thought, like, okay, reaction channel can only be terrible, but not at all. I really liked his shit. I didn't watch too many reaction videos though, but mostly his newer stuff, which aren't reaction videos.
Yeah, I like his humor.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, there was like a lot of YouTube drama surrounding him in the last couple of weeks. If you remember, if you saw that or remember that,
I'm aware of the whole Leafy story.
Yeah.
If you're talking about that.
Yeah, there was like some beef between them, right?
Yeah, and I can only say that what he said is absolutely true. Leafy's like the absolute cancer of YouTube. Stuff like that. I don't know why channels like that are even allowed, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's
just hate speech.
Like hate speech, yeah.
And nothing else.
Yeah.
And I didn't see anything like that on his channel, so that was enough for me to know that that I don't have a problem with this guy, even if he might be like, I don't know, tangentially involved in some way or another that I don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Leafy's terrible. I watched 2 of his videos. One of them also the video where he says he's sorry about attacking that person, that YouTuber who's on the spectrum,
Yeah.
who did that video.
Yeah.
And in his video where he said he was sorry, he didn't really show any signs of understanding what he did. So that was enough for me to not watch anything more of his.
Yeah.
I watched one of his hate speech videos where he like basically made fun of a little boy, and yeah, That's enough for me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What do you think? Not to talk about this too much, but what do you think? Do you think it's only like teenagers that want to see how far they can go? How many borders they can like how much they can transgress? You know, that watch stuff like this, or I don't know.
Yeah, well, like my personal opinion is that it definitely has to do with like personal maturity or insecurity thing, which probably teenagers suffer more from than maybe older people. But I still think this whole bullying of other people, you know, like making other people feel bad so you can feel good yourself, is probably through all ages. And I think a lot of people like really feed on this, which of course, what's bestätigen?
Confirm?
Yeah, of course it confirms my view on my
Humanity.
nihilistic view on humanity.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I was listening to I don't want to bring up fresh air every time we have a ramble, but I was listening to a guy writing a new history book about the Cultural Revolution in China yesterday on Fresh Air, and he was interviewed about some of the things he wrote about, because China has been opening up archives where historians like had access to new information about that whole era, a more unfiltered information. So he wrote a new book about it, and what the people there did at the time in the 50s, 60s, 70s, like made me think about your view of humanity and like how much it fits that again, for example.
Yeah.
Because when Mao told the people to go on the streets and basically beat the shit out of people with other political views.
Yeah.
They just did, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Like students, people you would think are able to reflect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that documentary called from, I don't know, it's like in Indonesia, the act of killing or something? It's basically the same thing, you know, the people think they're doing something good or something. You know, they have like good intentions.
Yeah.
You know, killing
somewhere
other people because,
in there.
Yeah. I don't know.
Somewhere in there, good intentions. Yeah, that documentary is like that completely blew my mind.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. But it's also like really human.
Yeah, totally. That's a great way to describe it, because you see how normal these terrible people at their core are, how much you can relate to their normal humanness, and lack of a better word.
Yeah. And that's always, I talked to a friend of ours about this, you know, I don't want to name any names, but he has like his diploma in history now. Like, and we talked about this, how like Hitler is always portrayed as this like demon character, you know, like this pure evil. And how I always think that that's like the wrong way to portray him, because he was basically just human. And, you know, with the right circumstances, stuff like this will happen, and it happens like all over the world, over and over again. And that's why I really like this documentary, because it shows that these guys are just simple humans, and they were like capable of like horrendous, terrible things, and even years after they don't really reflect.
Yeah. The question is, maybe if you do something like that, you're unable to.
Yeah, you can't go back.
You're unable to really see it in a neutral light. You're always, your mind always blocks off some reality of it. I don't know.
Yeah. No, definitely. It's horrible.
Otherwise, you couldn't live with yourself. Just probably.
Yeah.
Dude, have you seen the latest the latest 2 seasons of Homeland, by the way?
No, because I think I started the 4th one or the 3rd one. where she's like pregnant or something, or she has her child. I don't know. I don't remember. It's a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
No, but is it good?
Yeah, it's really good. The 4th and 5th are what me and my girlfriend are watching right now, and I was completely sure that the series would be dead for me after season 3 because that overarching story arc from the beginning was finished then.
Yes, me too. I thought they were gonna jump the shark.
Yeah, exactly. And to be honest, now my favorite season, like on its own, is season 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah.
And I really enjoyed season 4. Season 5 is okay. Is the worst season from of all, but it's still good, in my opinion, at least.
Mm-hmm.
And I can only recommend it. And then, how can you live with yourself is kind of a tagline of season 5. Basically, so that's why I came up with that, and it's the season 5 is a pure thriller season, and it's season 4 and season 5 both are really full of tension and spannend. What do you call that? Suspenseful. Yeah, it's great TV in my opinion, and great acting. Man, she's born for this role. I have the feeling.
Yeah. I really like her.
Yeah.
Especially her face when she cries.
That's terrible to say.
Yeah, but she has like the most creepy face when she cries. It's so funny. Like in the first 3 seasons, I was really more shocked by her face than actually.
She has the most emotive face when she displays like dramatic situations, like acting in dramatic ways. You absolutely buy every bit of pain that she tries to convey.
Of course. I don't mean that I don't like it, it's just like it's really great.
Yeah, I agree.
And very strong.
Totally, completely agree. You watch me playing paddle right now, by the way?
Like with my right eye, yeah.
Okay, I'm only with your right eye. Oh no, that's not good what I'm doing right now. Okay, I was playing pretty well until this point. I think now it's getting hard. Yeah.
Can you hear me sucking on my thing?
Do it again.
You can't.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I think you I heard your tooth clack onto the surface of the thing.
This noise right here, the button is.
Oh, it's the button.
Yeah.
And then I heard the exhaling of the sperm.
The gargling.
Yes.
I got a penis extension now. I can blow myself while we record.
Nice.
Awesome.
Blow of steam. Yeah, I'm almost a little jealous. I stopped smoking February 2014, I think.
Yeah. Wow, it's been such a long time.
Mm-hmm. I fought with thoughts about relapse like for 1.5 years, but now I didn't have anything like that in the last 6, 7, 8 months.
Yeah, which was a very respectable feat of strength.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just a question of how fed up you are.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're really fed up and you find the right moment to get out, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
But you need to be really fed up with the habit in order to be able to stop on your own.
Yeah.
And I haven't been smoking any nicotine, tobacco, whatever since then at all.
Mm-hmm.
When sometimes I have a little bit of weed, but then I smoke it purely. Mm-hmm. But even that is terrible for your lung.
Yeah, I mean it's basically you have burned stuff, and then the smoke from that burning you put in your lung.
Yeah, burned particles like cancer, right?
Yeah,
in your lung. So I always thought, but I don't smoke enough to justify the purchase of like a 150 to 300 euro vaporizer.
Yes. Yes.
But I always when I smoke weed, I think about that it would be really nice to have something like that. And that's basically what you do, just with tobacco, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I read this article about how when you burn something and those particles, they're like really, really small. So they go in like every little corner of your lung, like really, really deep. They have like a very good penetration property. I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, that's not good.
And the vaporizing stuff, the particles are much, much bigger. So even then, it only reaches like the mid-size capillaries, whatever you call those, in your lungs. And they don't go like really, really deep.
And it's not ash, right? It's not ashes, or
it's water. Yeah, that's what I heard. It's more or less like water with, there are some chemicals in there, of course, but none that are from like burning, like no monoxide, whatever you call it.
I see.
Carbon monoxide and stuff like that.
So water, so it's steam.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Valve, nice. Steam, yeah, bad joke. I have to say, get to games, I'm really obsessed right now with Dark Souls.
Yes, I saw you playing a lot.
Like 3 years after everyone else.
Which is great. Yeah.
I'm playing it very mindful, deliberate, slow, and listening to that Bonfire Side Chat podcast after playing through an area. I listened to that podcast. I watch ENB's From the Dark Let's Play, which I think you're right is maybe one of the best Let's Plays like ever created on anything.
Yeah, for me it has like everything. It has like the lore, it has the skill, and it has like the meta thing about the game itself, like the company. I think it's really good.
Yeah, then he's showing off all different kinds of gearing and specking.
Yes, he has like for every episode he has a different gear, right?
Yeah, different weapon type.
Yeah.
He has like his strength up, his dexterity up, his int up. He has like almost no points in vitality.
Yeah, because he's too good.
Yeah, and then he just is able to wield everything. And coming up with these nice, coherent like builds. Yeah. The last episode that I watched, he was basically playing a rogue. He called it Cloak and Dagger.
Oh, cool.
Like a shadow set and a ring that makes him produce no sounds when moving. And then an invisibility spell and a small shield and a dagger in the hand.
That's cool.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah.
And every episode another build. Really, really must have put a lot of work in that because he needs to upgrade all the weapons and gear that he wears every time.
Yeah, he says stuff like that. He's like, oh, well, I've been farming some shards and to get to that level. He does that, right? And so he farms. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm almost through with the game, but I'm a little disappointed with some of the later areas.
Okay.
It seems like it almost seems like some of them are almost like an afterthought and like very rushed.
Okay.
Like Demon Ruins and Lost Izalith, I don't really enjoy that much.
Okay.
Sometimes like the enemies are very uninspired and easy to beat and just like put there in I don't know, in quantities of 30 or 40 and nothing else is there.
Okay.
And it could have just basically let the area be empty and would have been the same thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of just putting an uninspired, boring enemy there. And what do you want to say?
Do you know which areas are like DLC and which are not? Because I have no clue.
I don't know. I can't tell you actually. I haven't been going to the DLC. I heard that it's behind the place where the Hydra is. And you can only go there when you find this pendant. I think I know that I found the pendant, but I didn't go there yet, so I wasn't there. I know that I didn't see any of the DLC when I played 4 years ago, whenever it came out.
Yeah.
So it's completely new to me.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of stuff about Dark Souls 1, but since I've not played it myself, I don't know that much about it, you know? So I don't really know how the game personally, how it feels and where the areas are and how the areas feel.
Well, we did play a lot together.
Yeah, we did play a lot, yeah, but I was like really drunk all the time.
Yeah, I still remember a lot of that sessions because it's like this game creates these intense memories, like burnt into your cortex. I don't know how it does that.
Especially the first game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I do remember our reactions like a lot. I do remember all the areas really that well that I can still traverse them. The ones that we were going through.
Yeah.
Already, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's generally crazy to me that you have no map in this game, but I'm still able to navigate it very well. Better than most of the games that give you a mini map and map. Actually.
Yeah. I had I didn't have any problems with that in Dark Souls 2. But I did have problems with that in some areas in Dark Souls 3.
Okay.
Because there are like 2 areas which are so difficult in terms of the monsters and the monster density and like the type, what they do.
Okay.
And because I didn't enjoy going through there multiple times. So I was always trying to find like the right and direct way, and I could never find it. I always got lost, and then I had to fight these dumb enemies again.
I see. Yeah.
I had that in like 2 areas in Dark Souls 3.
I feel like, I mean, you said that you didn't have that problem in 2, but I feel like that's like I would have guessed that it's part of every Dark Souls game that everyone has like 1 or 2 of these areas. In one of these games.
Yeah.
But if you say 2 didn't have that for you, maybe 2 is better in that
I
regard.
I haven't finished 2 yet. But the thing is that the areas in 3 are like much bigger than in 2, and I think even than in 1. That's something I never like thought about directly, but then I listened to like the first episode of Dark Souls 3 Bonfireside Chat, and they had like 5 minutes where they talked about how the areas are structured in the game, and then they were like, well, the areas are much bigger than in the other 2 games. So that's when I thought like, okay, that's why I had like trouble sometimes finding the right way and.
Yeah, probably. Well, I have to say, in New Londo, I had to look up your kind of the way of the game is that you explore the areas, you fight against everything, you take your time, and then at some point when you lost to the boss once or twice, you find the quick way from the bonfire to run up to the boss, right?
Yeah, like I don't know, in 2. Most of the time you have like a bonfire near the boss.
Nice, that's good.
Directly. But in 3, I think it's the same as in 1. You open up like shortcuts. Like, you find like right in front of the boss, there's like an elevator that was jammed the whole time. And then you can press the switch and now it works and it goes directly to like the starting bonfire. And you have that a lot. And sometimes in some areas, I forgot to unlock the shortcut. And then you fight the boss and you die, and then you have to do it all over again because you didn't do the shortcut thing. And one other thing, I don't know if I like that about 3 or not, is sometimes from like the starting bonfire up to the boss it's very close, very direct. And but the area is still huge, and sometimes I just played. I went one way, and then suddenly I was at the boss. And then I fought the boss, and I beat the boss, and then it's like, okay, now I have this huge area to explore. And sometimes I didn't do that, so I just went to the next area. And like after I beat the game, now I'm going back to like the areas to like fully explore them.
Yeah, that's actually what I do in 1 also.
Yeah.
I now go back and like do stuff that I missed.
Yeah.
I kind of really like that that the game makes me do that, because normally I wouldn't really care for that too much. Normally.
Yeah, and especially like when you play an area for the first time, it's more difficult, right? So you use more Estus flasks, and then you gain a lot of souls, and then most of the time it's like, I don't really want to go right now because I only have one Estus flask left, and I have a lot of souls, so I would rather like go back and spend those souls. Then explore the rest. So what I really like is, I've beaten the boss, I've leveled up, spent all my souls, and then I have like, I don't know, 200 souls left, and then I'm like, okay, now I can like really explore without being afraid, without having like fear. Because even if I lose all my souls, it doesn't really matter because I've beaten the boss in the area, so I'm fit for the next area level wise.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I don't really care if I die or lose.
I agree.
souls.
Yeah.
I really like that.
That is a great feeling. I know that feeling very well from my playthrough right now.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to playing the second one, and then at some point the third one. I'm so fucking behind on all modern games. It's ridiculous. Like on all the AAA games from basically 2014 till now, I haven't played anything really.
Yeah. I put a game buy stop upon myself now.
Yeah.
Because like all these games I have, I want to, like the AAA titles, I want to play them first. Like now, the new Paradox game came out. I think Chad bought it.
Stellaris, right?
Stellaris, yeah, and it's like.
We want to talk about that. I would be really interested to hear about that.
I mean, I watched like 10 live streams of it, so I don't know a lot about it, but
okay.
I know. So, but basically, it was just like from the style of game and the setting, like in space and space colonization and different alien races and shit like that. It's like my kind of game. I really like that. But then I was like, well, I have like EU, like Europa Universalis 4 on my hard drive. I haven't even played it because I always thought it was too difficult or too complex to get into.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, I'll dive into that before I buy another Paradox game.
Very reasonable choice.
Reasonable choice, yes. And I did that. I played like 45 hours of EU4 now. Still in my first game.
Oh, wow. 45 hours already.
Yes. I got stuck. I don't know. I just want to talk about that very short.
Do you have any interesting EU4 stories?
Yeah, well, basically, it's like everybody who's played EU4, I think like from all our friends, the only one who's played it a lot was Chad. And Chad probably knows, but like the end boss in that game, like the worst fucking country in that game is France. Because France is so powerful. And if you start as one of the big powers in the game, like Spain or Castile, they're called Castile in the beginning, or England, like France, there's a good chance that France will not like you. And then you have to really watch out because France is just really, really powerful. And if they want to like fuck your shit up, they will.
So
you can't do anything about it.
At what point in history does the game play?
1444. It's like late Middle Ages, end of Middle Ages.
Okay.
Yes. And I mean, I think like, I don't really know much about the history, but I think France was like the most powerful European country up until like the 1900s.
So the premise historically is more or less accurate, and then you can make out of it what you want by forging your own history then at that point.
Yes.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah, and you have like events in the game that kind of support accurate history. So for example, if you play as Castile, which is like the bigger part of Spain, you have another like dynasty that has provinces in Spain called Aragon, right? And at some point in history, like in real history, they kind of merged like through a wedding or something. I don't really know. And then Aragon and Castile, they they fused together and created Spain.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So there's like an event in game where it's like, oh, yeah, we have the royal wedding going on, and now you can form the country of Spain if you want to.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, so basically I did that. And the problem with France is, so like in history, the countries that created the balance in Europe were like England and France, because they hated each other and they fought a lot of wars.
Mm-hmm.
So France was always kept in check by England. The problem is the AI in EU4, they can't really play England right. So England is actually pretty weak.
Okay.
So if you don't watch out, like France will like fuck everything up. So basically that's where I got stuck in the game. At some point, I think it was like 1510, like the year, and I had created Spain. I was playing Spain, and I had like a big army and everything. And then I said like, okay, France is in a war now, like against Austria. So they're pretty weak, right? So I thought, okay, now is the time to take some provinces off of France so they won't be that strong anymore in the future. Well, I tried, and they like ran me over like really bad. It took like 10 years, and they took every province I had in Spain. So I did like maybe 20 reloads. So I did a save game like War Before France, a War with France, or a war, I don't know what I call it, but it was like right before I started the war. And I reloaded that like 15, 20 times, and they always kicked my ass. Okay. I didn't know what to do.
You can't really control the outcome of a war at the starting point from that point on.
Well, you can do like a lot of things. For example, you have like land modifiers. So if you position your army in a province that has a river running through it, the attacker gets like a malus because they have to cross the river before they attack you. Or you can put your army like in the mountains, and then the attacker will get like a malus for attacking you because they have to, I don't know, climb up the mountain, whatever.
Oh, okay.
You have like so many variables that you can turn and twist. But yesterday I beat France.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I beat France. And the thing is, if you beat a country, it's not like, oh, I'm going to beat you and then I'm going to take all your land. It doesn't work that way in the game. So before you can even start a war, you have to like fabricate claims. So you have to say, well, that province right there, like I have a great cousin, that was once a lord in that province. So now I can claim that province for my country. Okay. That's what you have to do. And then you can go to war and say, okay, I go to war because that province actually belongs to Spain and not to France. That's how it actually works. So, and when you fight that war and you beat France, you can then, like when you ask him for like peace, you can say, okay, I want this province now. And then the war is over and you only get that province. So basically, if you want to like destroy a country, it will take like multiple wars before you can claim a lot of provinces. That's kind of how it works.
Okay.
But I got really lucky because when I started attacking France, France was in a war with some African country. So they put all their troops, or like half the troops, went through Morocco down into Africa. So what I did is I used half of my army and blocked off Gibraltar, the place between Spain and Africa. So I blocked them. I blocked like half of their army, and then used the other half of my army to attack their provinces at home. And at the same time, the Netherlands declared independence from France.
Oh.
So the Netherlands started raising their own army to attack France. So basically, and then we had basically the Netherlands in the north and me in the south, both attacking France.
Which was basically unguarded.
They still have a huge army, and they almost beat me once. Like, it was like really close. But we got their army down to like 20,000, and they were just like running away, so we could take every province. And when we said, okay, now we beat you, now we want this and this to happen, I had the option, which was really cool. Sorry, I had the option to. They conquered two smaller nations in the beginning, which were like Burgundy, which is like I think in the east, and Britannia or something. They had like 2 small nations that they conquered right in the beginning. And when I beat France, I had the options to say, well, I want you to release these 2 countries into independence.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So France had to release these 2 countries into independence. So they lost quite a lot of their provinces. And we created new countries that hate France. So basically, France is pretty castrated right now. They lost like maybe 20 or 25% of their land. And there are like 3 or 4 countries now around France that actually don't like France anymore.
Oh, wow. So you completely created a world where France is...
Like, France is, they're still powerful.
Done. Okay.
But they're not the overpowering nation anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So now I can just start colonizing Mexico and the Americas without having the fear of France butt raping me.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was really cool. That was like, because I reloaded that save so many times and I always failed.
Uh-huh.
And now I can continue playing on the game.
Nice.
It's a really cool game.
Well, yeah, it sounds interesting. Actually, definitely really interesting. I'm forced to think of my tutors watching session. So when was that time actually?
I don't know. Isn't tutors like a War of the Roses thing? That must be like at the end of the 15th century. Would be my guess.
Okay, well, between 1485 and 1603. So it's not that far off from that time in the game.
No, it's like right in the time.
Yeah, because in that series, France and England are always in check with each other and kind of antagonists in a way, but also partners sometimes, and very interesting dynamic between those two. And sounds like that's the same in EU.
Yeah. But England, man, they have like a large fleet, right? But they kind of fail to put their troops on land, which really sucks because, I mean, even if you control like the English Channel and everything, you know, if France has like this huge fucking army, they will just rape everyone on the main continent.
Oh, okay, I see.
Without England doing anything. So that's basically what happens in EU a lot. Yeah, very fun.
And Stellaris is the same, but with sci-fi space politics.
Yeah, I heard it's a little different. It goes more in the civilization corner. So it's not like a grand strategy game like the other Paradox games. Yeah, but I don't know. It seems really cool.
Still in a similar vein.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might be interested in Stellaris, listening to that story of EU, kinda. Imagining that stuff in a space opera setting is way more interesting to me. Yeah. And very intriguing, actually.
Yeah. And I can say now that even though the Paradox games seem very overwhelming in the beginning, if you actually like stick to the first 2 hours of the game and like really force yourself to get into the game, it does really work. Because I tried so many times to get into that game and I was always overwhelmed and I was like, well, I don't know, it does seem kind of lame.
Yeah.
And but I just forced through it like the first 2-3 hours, and then you start to get the hang of it, and then it starts being like really, really fun.
Although you are a person that likes really complicated mechanically complicated and seemingly impenetrable games, so maybe it's even harder for normal people.
But
you, like, you know what I mean.
Yeah, but I don't have a lot of patience, right? That's like my problem. So when I don't get into a game like right at the beginning, I give up very fast.
Okay.
So it kind of balances out the because I like complicated games, but I only like complicated games when I get into them fast.
I understand. Yeah.
So you know, when I see like the potential of my own fun, like in the first 5 minutes or in the first 10 minutes, if I don't see that, like in EU4, then I get discouraged very fast.
I see. Well, yeah, maybe I should try then. Should try Stellaris then at some point. Although
We should do a multiplayer session.
Oh, you can?
Yes. Oh, you can do it in EU4 too. That's probably really, really cool.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can just pause it, and then you can like play whenever you want.
Mm-hmm. But you can only play when your multiplayer partner is online. You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you play a multiplayer session, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of like something like that, I have a hard time motivating myself to do let's playing right now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I kind of feel like I want to do something different with the channel, but I'm not getting to a point where I say, yeah, I have that idea and that's it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. For me at the moment, it's similar. It's like normally let's play for me is like a creative outlet, you know, where I'm like, I really want to like do something for myself, you know, do something like spend a couple of hours like with you in music, you know, and then you create something and then you can say, okay, this really reflects myself and therefore I'm happy because I've created something that, you know what I mean? It's like a kind of a, I don't know what you call it. Selbstverwirklichung thing. And well, at the moment it's like I have like a lot of self-improvement going on, like in my personal life. So I kind of get my kick from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
So now it's like, well, okay, I could do let's plays, but I have other things I want to focus on at the moment. That's like what it is for me, like right now, which will of course shift again.
Probably, yeah. It probably will. Normally it would. Maybe to something different than Let's Plays though. Who knows? But
yeah,
you know, personal interests always shift from, well, it's for me at least, shift. They never stay stagnant in a way. Like, I think many people do that, but that doesn't work like that for me. My interests always shift very much.
Me too. I need some variety.
Yeah.
And I really would like to do something, but I have the feeling that everything is so overdone.
Yeah, that's my main problem too.
I don't know. It seems to me like the YouTube market, and I'm not talking about money or anything.
Yeah,
it's just so oversaturated. And you always have the feeling that you're doing it for no one.
Yeah. I think we have the same issues right now with it. Sounds like it to me.
Yeah.
When I at some point I found it very interesting to go through the Let's Play subreddit and watch what some of these people are doing. Right now it's just like when I browse that subreddit, which I don't know, I invest maybe 10 minutes per week into something like that, you know?
Yeah.
And it's always just like...
always the same.
Oh, yeah. It's just so repetitive. Bored and... I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like the scene is kind of dead in a way.
The Let's Play scene?
Yeah, or it's... there's not much. It's stagnant, and it will always be there, of course, but I don't see it developing further than where it is right now. You know, it's stagnant in a way.
Yeah, and everything. I mean, you could of course like go over the top and put like 20 hours into a video and create something really unique and really nice, but then you have like you're not. I mean, look at Jesse's videos. They're like that. They're like all great and all fine and everything and unique. But that doesn't guarantee any success, any return of time investment.
No, absolutely not.
And so that kind of discourages me too. To really put in like a lot of work.
Yeah. So So yeah, I don't know. Well, when I have time right now, I'd rather play music, record music, work on songs. So
yeah. I mean, we've had these times during our Let's Play career, like longer breaks and everything. So I wouldn't say like, oh, I would never do anything again.
No. And as I said, I would like to bring the channel forward in another way. So what is it with the NBA thing, for example?
Yeah, NBA.
Do you want to restart that, or?
Well, I want to restart that, but the thing is, and I don't know what you say about this, but NBA 2K, like the games, they come out in, I would say, at the end of August, September, October, sometime in that time frame. So, like, for me, it would be stupid to say, because a lot of people were asking, restart the series in NBA 2K16.
Yeah.
Well, if I start that now, then I will do like 2 seasons, and then 2K17, NBA 2K17 will come out, and everybody would say, "Oh, start the game in 2K17." So basically, my thought was take like a 2-month break, or 3-month, something like that, and then do a fresh start with 17.
Yeah.
That would be like probably the most logical thing, but it's a very long time frame.
Sounds really good to me.
Yeah. It is a long time frame, and probably lose all the viewers that were interested in NBA in that process. But
maybe who cares?
Who cares? Yeah, that's what I didn't want to say.
If you want to do that, then
well, I don't want to spend like $30 on 2K16 now.
Yeah, but I mean, the question is if you even wanna if you're really interested in continuing this series, and if so, then let's do it that way. That sounds absolutely reasonable to me.
Well, well, I am very interested in recreating the series, but this time I want to do it like future proof, at least like a half a year future proof.
Yeah.
Basically taking the new game and then really doing a thorough brainstorming about the concept and the creation without errors.
Yeah, so on this channel in the near future, maybe content, probably not much. I really enjoy playing with Sunesha once a week. We'll probably find something different when we finish with clandestine. That's just like it's just like a really fun thing for me to do.
Yeah.
So there'll be something that probably happens on his channel, maybe not, but probably. And Ramble I really enjoy, so whenever we feel like that, we can do that.
Yeah.
I still think maybe we can really bring that thing infrastructurally to another level by making an RSS feed and having an iTunes thing.
Yeah. Yes, we could definitely do that.
Which doesn't mean that we would have to do it more frequently, but just that people could have different access to it than YouTube.
Yeah, that was actually like sometimes I think about this, not very consciously, but sometimes I have these thought flashes that I would. I think like at the moment I enjoy doing podcasts more than Let's Plays.
Me too.
And I thought about maybe expanding on that a little bit, like not only doing the Random Ramble, but maybe like a little bit like Scott Johnson, like taking the Random Ramble as like the main thing, and then branching out from that. Like maybe do. I thought about doing like a weight loss fitness thing, maybe like 20 minutes a week or something, just for fun.
Yeah.
Or
I wouldn't be of much help other than telling people to ride their bike and walk a lot and
yeah. I know it would be just like
so you would probably have to do it yourself, but I would listen to it definitely.
Yeah, well, it would just be about like progress that I make, or the kind of food, because I enjoy cooking and now I enjoy like healthy eating. So that is something one could combine. But not because I have the feeling there's a big market out there, but more of the feeling because I think would be like a really fun thing to do.
Yeah.
And maybe other things. Maybe have like a I don't know, dedicated gaming thing. Not sure about that, but just branching out and maybe focusing on more than one topic. And I still really enjoy the Watch Out for Fireballs and Kane and Ryan's format. And we could maybe think about doing that.
I just wanted to say the same thing. If a dedicated gaming thing, then one game per episode, and not necessarily like recent games.
No, not recent games, and no fixed time thing. So, if, for example, if we take a game now that we've never played and we really want to play it, for example, like Dark Souls 2 or whatever, we would just start it, and then if we're done in half a year or whatever, then we'll do a show about it.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Sounds
not half.
And everything.
What am I talking about?
And everything going like out over one RSS ultra feed thing, basically.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
So that you have a variety on shows on one feed, and so then there's also more content without necessarily having to say we make one show once a week or whatever.
Yeah. Maybe do a show where we talk to like guests maybe about a certain topic. That would be kind of fun.
Sounds cool. Yeah, I would like that. Because let's be honest, if we would do like a ramble every week, we would probably lose a little passion and also topics. On a lot of weeks, we wouldn't have a lot of interesting stuff to talk about. So
yeah. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, we don't get paid for this, and we don't have a lot of listeners. So I don't think we have like nobody's entitled. You know what I mean? To us doing shows.
No.
So basically,
it wouldn't
just have
be
it like,
even if we got paid. So
yeah,
I mean,
unless they paid us a large sum directly, maybe.
Well, what crazy person would do that? Yeah, but yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah.
So, have I won this? Yes, I finally did this fucking stage that I hated.
Congratulations.
Oh, nice. I almost got gold. Gold. Let me see. We did record. Okay, 50 minutes now. Do we want to talk about Overwatch?
Oh yeah, we can talk about Overwatch.
How much did you play of the open beta?
I don't know. Can I find out? Does it say my Battle.net launcher?
I don't know.
My guess would be 8 hours. Maybe.
Okay, that's approximately the time I played, I think.
Yeah.
I started off like. Can I talk about it a little bit?
Of course.
I started off like on. When did the beta start? On Friday or Thursday or Saturday, whatever.
Yeah.
In the morning, I installed it like instantly when I read that the open beta is live, and played a couple of rounds against AI with 1 or 2 heroes, and then I played some multiplayer matches, and they all went pretty well. And I played a lot of support, like Mercy, for example. You have Mercy. She's the
angel healer.
Yeah, she's basically the pure healer class. And she has a heal. She has a buff that increases damage output from the person she buffs with it. And then she has a very weak gun that is basically like useless. And then what does she have? Yeah, she has very little mobility except this one skill when she has an ally in her sight, and you can press shift, and her shift ability is that she flies to that ally very quickly.
Which is basically a World of Warcraft free stability, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Then you have you can flap your wings a little when you're in the air, so you have kind of a very slow fall. Like also feather is that's a mage ability from World of Warcraft, right?
Yeah,
I think it's called.
Beast had a levitate or something. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Which is similar also. Well, I can maybe I mix them up, but doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I think everybody knows what Overwatch is, right? Who's listening? Like, it's a first-person shooter multiplayer game that has that takes some ideas of MOBAs and class-based shooters, and has a little bit of Quake 3 Arena and Team Fortress 2 gameplay, and puts all of that together and has different classes. I think 21 characters, support, tanks, defense, offensive characters.
Yeah.
Anyway, in these first rounds that I played, I healed like a bunch, and I had very balanced outcomes of games, and I enjoyed it a lot. And shortly after that, like on that afternoon already, I felt like it was shifting, and I was only losing, like almost every match.
Yeah.
And when you are put into a match, it's always 6 versus 6 on a pretty small map, and you lose that match. What happens is the teams stay the same after that match, and you get put up against each other again and again.
Yeah.
And people get frustrated and leave, and you get one person new who comes into the game, while you are losing, and then he leaves, and then people play AFK, and it's just like this cycle of frustration.
Yeah.
And you get absolutely stumped sometimes by these seemingly players who seemingly know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Who know the meta, which heroes can be countered with what heroes, how the maps are structured, where the choke points are, stuff like that. And you don't know what's going on. And then this game like shifted into being kind of frustrating.
Yes.
Which wasn't the case in the first couple of rounds that I played. And I think in the first round that I played Mercy, I was healing like 8,000 health, which I didn't accomplish like at any point later on, because in any game later on, I was always alone,
focused,
with her, and focused with every fucking enemy.
Yeah,
no one ever helped me. It was just like this crazy. I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
it's just weird how this beta went.
Yeah.
And so what I did then was just basically learn every hero in multiplayer matches, co-op with other players against 6 AI enemies. And that was basically my beta experience, and I had great games where we played together as a team against medium and hard AI, and terrible matches, mostly terrible matches, pure multiplayer. It was weird.
Yeah. I like for me it has like a little bit of the random Rocket League experience, where like normally if you I don't know. If you play other like first-person shooters in multiplayer, I don't know, Counter-Strike or whatever, it's mostly like you're not really you don't have to rely on your teammates. But like in Overwatch, when you have like when every character has a certain role, and if somebody doesn't fulfill that role, it's kind of hard when you're so dependent on your teammates and they're all random and they're all doing shit.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of hard. I remember when we were playing together, you were the healer and I was the tank, with the shield, right? So you could basically advance on a point or defend a point with the shield. And what would normally happen is like you would have the damage dealer standing behind the shield and then just killing all the people in front of the shield.
Yeah,
and that's how it should work. But I remember we were both alone.
Yeah, all the time.
Right, and just the opposite team were just like killing the shield and then killing us, and that was like really frustrating.
Yeah.
I remember I had the same experience as you, where the online games the multiplayer games got really frustrating at some point. And then I think on Sunday, I read up on all the classes and what they counter. Because I got really fed up with Bastion mowing down everybody.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, what does Bastion like counter?
Bastion is like a mobile robot who can transform himself into a turret, which is immobile. But then his turret has crazy damage over far distances and also close distances. Yeah.
Yes, and he has this special where his turret gets mobile and it's like a huge ass cannon. And it like one-shots everybody.
And he becomes a tank, basically.
Yeah, he becomes a tank. And I read up on that, and everybody was like, well, if you want to counter Bastion, you would either have to use Reaper, which Reaper is like he has like 2 hand shotguns, and he can go invincible for, I don't know, 4 seconds or something. And he can also teleport. Yeah. And people were saying like, okay, he's like the offensive flanker. So if you want to get behind the enemy and kill all their high damage dealers like Bastion or the healers or whatever, you would have to use him. So basically I chose him, and then I played, I think, 3 games with him and only focusing on my role. So basically when the other team had a very good healer or they had Bastion, I didn't care if I got a lot of kills or anything. I just went for those 2.
Yeah.
And that worked like really well.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I remember you know that map which is like in a factory and everything is like kind of icy?
Yes.
The one we played against AI.
Yeah.
And there's at one point that has to be attacked or defended, and there's like this house right there, and the other team was always putting their Bastion, or the Bastion guy was always getting in that house and then shooting everything, because he had like a very good view on the point, on the attack point, but you couldn't really shoot him right from. You had to like go in front of his gun to actually get a shot at him.
Yeah,
and he was always going in there. So what I did, I just put on my invincibility and went into that and went to the side, like to his side, like right next to him, and just like killed him all the time. And that was like a huge boost for our team effectiveness.
Oh, I can imagine, yeah.
Because, there was no Bastion like killing everybody. And that was like the point where I really had fun, where I was like, okay, that guy thinks he's so awesome being Bastion, but
he isn't.
Yeah, I will just like kill him every time.
Yeah,
even if I die.
Yeah,
and I thought that's if I start approaching the game with that kind of view, I would probably have fun.
Problem is that mindset wasn't very spread among players, because most players didn't care about that. They wanted to. I feel they wanted to get to know the heroes. Yeah. And a better place to do that, even though it's like an open beta and nobody should fucking care, would actually be against AI. But no, everybody like just played their favorite looking damage character and did whatever the fuck he wanted to do, or tried to learn his abilities. And that made it very frustrating for people who actually wanted to get to know like how this game does work in a team context, and play like rounds more or less a little seriously.
Yeah.
Because later on, like when I played on the second to last day on I think Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
When I played a tank character, most of the time no one played support. When I played support, no one played tank, and everybody just played like standard Widowmaker, Hanzo,
deathmatch,
Reaper, and deathmatch, and nobody fucking cared about the team. I just couldn't take it, because when I played, what's funny is there's like this leveling structure. You level in this game, I think, just in order to have like a gauge about how much did you play. Yeah, there's no other function of the levels. And
you get like the boxes, the loot boxes, right?
Oh, right, you get the loot boxes, which contain skins for your heroes, or like
emotes,
other cosmetic stuff, and emotes and shit like that. Yeah. So I played against AI with people from level like maybe 8 to 15, which is like they must have invested like a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And then I played multiplayer matches, and I was in matches with people from level 2 to 8, and they didn't know what they were doing. So there was a lot more teamwork and actual play in matches versus AI than in actual multiplayer matches.
Yeah.
I think it's just like a symptom of the open beta.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. If you would like if World of Warcraft would come out now and have an open beta and would only be like Alterac Valley, and people would get like max characters or whatever, and nobody would probably protect the healer or have have like a understanding of what you have to do to win the game.
No, that's something people hardly did after years and years after of World of Warcraft.
That's true. They just wanted to own.
Yeah. So there's hope for this game. Also, the matchmaking was just broken, and everyone from closed beta, which I had the impression were a lot of people, had of course all their stats reset and played against all the people who never played before, and so there was like a huge gap in skill and knowledge.
I was I think level 11 or something, or 12 when I stopped playing. But I remember this one game. I think I was about level 8, and my teammates were level 0, 1, 4, whatever. And the opposing team had like level 24, level 25.
Oh, nice, yeah.
So the matchmaking, well, I heard, I don't know if we spoke about this or if I talked to a colleague, I don't remember, that they will have a ranking system where only like the good players play against the good players and the mediocre players play against the mediocre players.
Oh, I really hope so.
And that needs to be there.
Yeah, I really hope so, because the matchmaking was horrendously broken, unfortunately. And if it would stay that way, no way this game will be fun in any case, like in any capacity.
And another thing I'm really worried about is the balancing of characters, because now people aren't too sure about what is the best combination of characters. But I would think like in a couple of months after release, you will say that people will say, okay, this is the cookie cutter character for that and that map.
Yeah, probably.
And
for some maps, you will probably have to have like a Symmetra for the teleport.
Yeah.
For some maps, you maybe might need to have, I don't know, Winston, and for some, I don't know, and depending on the enemy team, you have like this cookie cutter meta counter.
Yeah.
Like what you said, it's basically a paper, what do you call it?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, rock, paper, scissors meta.
Yeah. Did you hear about that championship that was going on during the open beta?
No.
There was like a esports championship going on with Overwatch, and if you look at the finals, I only read like a paragraph about it, but it was really funny because the finals, one team had, how large is the team? 8 people? 6 people?
6.
I don't remember.
It's always 6 versus 6. Yeah.
Yeah. They had 5 Agent 76.
Oh, really?
And I think 1 tank.
Wow, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. So much about balance.
That is extremely ridiculous.
Yeah, because I mean, Agent 76, he has a self heal, which he can do like every 7 seconds or whatever.
And he has his basically legitimate aim hack.
Yeah, he has the aim hack and he has the run ability, so he's always faster.
True.
Than other characters.
That's true. Yeah.
So I can totally see why he is why he would be a dominant character in like if you're really good at aiming, because the normal gun is like manual aim and it does like pretty good damage. So if you're like a professional player, you're really good at twitch aiming, then you have the run speed boost and the self heal. I can totally see that being like a dominant character.
Yeah. I kind of
really good players.
I kind of like that you don't have to be a great aimer to play this game because there are several very high output damage characters that have more or less like automatically aiming weapons.
Yes, I really like that too.
Which is awesome for people like me. Yeah. I mean, I have played a lot of FPS, but that's way past in the past.
Yeah.
So I'm absolutely not a great aimer anymore.
Yeah, I really love that people who are not 19 anymore or 16 and have not these adolescent reflexes can actually still play an important role in the team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, playing intelligently with the tank, for example, or with the healer.
Which requires more like methodical, slow playing.
Yes, or like a Reaper, for example, who's got like 2 shotguns who only do damage when you're like in somebody's face.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't have to really aim for the head because, you know, it has such a broad damage thing.
I absolutely agree. I love that too.
By the way,
I love all the support characters, and I love all the tank characters, and I love all the defensive characters. Yeah. I just have problems with most of the standard damage dealer offense characters.
Yeah. Yeah, like the revolver guy.
McCree, yeah. I like him.
Yeah, he's really powerful if you're good with aiming.
Yeah. But only up close also, unfortunately.
Yeah. Did you what did I want to say? Fuck. I wanted to talk about a character. I don't know. I remember which one.
Torbjörn.
No, I forgot what I wanted to say.
Open up the character screen and
something else. Do you know that one heal character, or I don't know what they're called on the right
support.
Side with the healer. Support. Those are support characters. Mm-hmm. Okay. The support characters. You know that one a woman who has like this small turret.
Yeah, Symmetra. Mm-hmm.
Symmetra.
Yeah.
And when I played her against AI, I was like, okay, what the fuck do I do with this character? She seems so weak and useless.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if we played together in that multiplayer match or if I was alone, but somebody on the other team played Symmetra. Mm-hmm. And he plastered like every doorway on top with those small turrets. Mm-hmm. And everybody who was running through the doorway got like zapped instantly.
Yes. That's her. I love that. You can have 6 of them activated simultaneously. Yeah. And you can place them everywhere.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Also, she has like a basically auto-aiming gun, pretty much mid to close range, although, and she has a teleporter.
The teleporter, yeah, the teleporter.
Which is incredibly powerful for certain modes and maps.
Yeah, I found it hilarious how many people got killed by these turrets before somebody got the idea, which was me, by the way, to destroy those turrets on the doorway. Yes.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Yeah. I played a round of, what do you call it? Secure the payload, where you are following like a car which has some sort of payload that you have to secure. And
which is pretty cool. Yeah.
I plastered the whole car with her little turrets, and I had like I think 12 turret kills in that round.
Wow.
So yeah, they are incredibly powerful. In the beginning when I played it the first times, I thought you could only set up one of those turrets, and I thought
that was my thought.
Yeah, how lame is that?
Yeah.
But 6 of them, that's something entirely different.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember what I wanted to say. The archer,
Hanzo,
character.
I think he's called Hanzo. Yeah.
Yeah. He's pretty. Have you played him?
Yes, but only once, I think.
Because I always thought like when I played him the first time against AI, I think, and I was like, well, it's really hard to aim with this character.
Yeah.
Like he's almost like a sniper, but like slower because he has to draw the arrow.
Very slow. Yeah.
And then I started when I got killed by him, and you get that kill cam view. Mm-hmm. By the way, the presentation of that game is awesome. It's like
agree.
It's like next level.
I completely
shit.
agree. Yeah.
So when I watched the kill cam of other people killing me with the archer, I saw like, well, they're not really aiming at me. directly like a sniper.
Yeah.
Because his crosshair looks different. It's like a triangle with different lines in it. And I didn't know that. You just have to get the person in that triangle and shoot, and you will hit him.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't even know.
And I started playing him, and it's so awesome. It's really, really cool because you can get like solid, very good hits at somebody without being like a professional sniper player.
Wow, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I thought
And
people were aiming ahead. Like when I was running to and fro, I thought people were just aiming ahead, anticipating where I would go, you know?
Yeah. No, you should try if you ever play it again. You should try the archer because it's really cool.
Cool.
You just have to get him in the triangle and shoot, and then you will hit him.
Nice.
Yeah, and his ultimate is like super powerful.
Yeah, you can like send a dragon through walls, which will basically kill everything in its path.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's is he Chinese or Japanese?
I don't know. He's like a samurai archer.
Yeah, he's
maybe?
probably Japanese. Hanzo does not sound Chinese. Hanzo does sound Japanese.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to that game. I will definitely buy it.
You will.
Yeah, I will.
All right. Well, if you buy it, I'll buy it.
I will. I'm pretty sure I will enjoy it. At least if the matchmaking is like any good.
Yeah.
I don't care if I play among noobs. I just want to play among people who aren't way better than I am.
Yes. Yeah, I wanna play against people where the outcome is like 50-50, you know? Either win or can either lose, depending on how well I play or my team plays.
Exactly, that's what I want to have.
Yeah. Well, so you're gonna buy it at release?
I don't know yet. I mean, I don't think it will get cheaper anytime soon. So
no, Blizzard games, right? They.
So I'll probably buy it on release, yeah, or a couple days later, maybe.
12 days. Yeah.
I think it comes out on 25th, right?
24th, it says here.
Yeah.
Could be that it's later in Europe. I don't know.
I think I get my pay at some time around that. So
yeah, me too.
That's when I probably could justify a game.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those games like Rocket League where I could totally see myself spending hundreds of hours.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I really have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah, I think we recorded enough. Also, if we stop now, we can play 4 more rounds of Rocket League before you have to go and leave.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
I know it is. Oh no, my shit exploded.
Oh no, you like too much hot sauce.
I really enjoy paddle. I will definitely play paddle next time we play Ramble. We talk Ramble. I mean, we ramble.
Looks like World of Goo. Isn't that similar?
Kind of similar-ish, yeah. World of Goo has more complex mechanics.
Okay.
So.
All right,
yeah,
bathroom
cool.
time.
Then see you soon.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye-bye.